Hey everyone, welcome to Elemental Cartomancy. Happy Sunday to everyone. I hope that you're all doing okay. I thought I would pop on today. I wanted to do a quick unboxing video. I actually got some goodies from Amazon, and yeah, I thought I would just unbox them with you all and show you what I've got. Okay guys, so I've not opened the box or really done anything at all, so we're going to be looking in this for the first time together. So this is quite exciting. Does anyone else find Amazon boxes do that? Got to fight with them to get them open. Okay, so here we go. I've ordered the Under the Roses Lenormand, and as you can see, the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. Let's just move that out of the way. Into the slowly growing pile of cardboard that I have under my desk. I've only got one other Lenormand deck, and that has been the case for a long time, and that is the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Reverie Lenormand. But I've been wanting to learn Lenormand, and it's actually my intention to take Kelly Fitzgerald's class this coming year. Well, I've said this year, we're in 2021 now. But yeah, I wanted to get myself, you know, I've been looking at other decks and stuff, and yeah, I decided to get this one. Now, I've got scissors here. Hopefully I'm not going to be fighting with plastic too much, otherwise it's not going to be very entertaining for you guys to watch. But yeah, I saw it Under the Roses, and I've been looking at it for a while, and I just thought it was really nice, simple but nicely done images. So let's have a look at it together. So it comes in just a wee kind of your usual kind of tuck box. I think the size, you know, I'm not really the best with sizes and whatnot, but I would just say normal playing card size. Quite a sturdy tuck box actually. So it comes like this. Cards are also wrapped in plastic. Like the scissors again. So let's see if we can make a wee finish up then. There we go. I think that's the easiest I've ever been able to get plastic off of cards. Although, touch wood, because we'll still get the Witch's Wisdom to open. So here we go, here are the cards. So like I say, they're normal playing card size. We've got a kind of standard little white book style. But my understanding of Lenormand is that it's very kind of wham bam, you know. You're not looking for like kind of paragraphs and paragraphs and pages for each and every card. You know, they're very much kind of read together, and that's how the story is formed. So like say for the rider, we've just got like news, messages, invention, ideas, lover, young person, visitor, intuition, opportunity, surprise, soon, renew, return, movement and change. And then it's got a wee paragraph. It says news coming in short order, or a person of significance. Sorry, I keep keeping those scissors in the shot. So yeah, lots of kind of different keywords, and I would imagine the kind of keyword you would use, or the interpretation you would use, would depend on where it falls, you know, whether it's kind of the main card or whether it's the influencer card. And yeah, we've just pretty much got the same thing all the way through. After we get to so we've got 36, the cross, and then it goes into method. And it talks a bit about, you know, how you kind of set out and read Lenormand cards. So to be fair, I mean, I'm looking at this for the first time, but it does seem to have a fair bit of information, you know. So yeah, that seems pretty decent as far as oh, and it's got different spreads as well. So we have petit tableau, grand tableau. And then So this is motorcycle, right, okay, so the Grand Tableau, you know, you can either have 8x4 plus the 4 at the bottom, or you can have the 9x4, and then it explains a bit about how that works. Explains quite a lot about how it works actually. So yeah, this is actually not a bad little white book, I would say, as a complete novice, of course. We've got one title card, and what I'll do actually, I've got just this wee envelope that I keep all kinds of title cards in. So yeah, so I've got lots and lots of different title cards in this, so I'll pop that in there. Let me just make sure there isn't one at the end as well. No, that's the cross. So that can go in there along with all the others. The title cards, you know, I like to keep them. I would never bin them, but I don't, they annoy me being in with the deck because I'm always kind of worried that I'm going to shuffle it in and not realise it's there. So let me just lay the cards out on the table. I wonder if I can get a 9x4. Hands are very shaky today. I noticed this when I was trying to hit record. It's not like me. Oh no, we're just running out of space at 8 there. So let's see, I'm hoping you can see these all. So I'm not even saying anything about them, sorry. But I mean, standard Lenormand, you know, you've got the card number up at the top left corner. You've got the playing card association, just a kind of abbreviated playing card association down at the bottom right corner. And then you've obviously got the title and the depiction, and I mean, they do seem to get the job done in terms of like, oh right, okay, so there's a couple of alternative child cards there. Just make sure that there aren't any more of that so far and I've missed it. No, we seem all good. I mean, as far as like kind of the rider and the snake, we've obviously got people in those cards as well. I suppose the rider's supposed to be a person, but the snake, you've obviously got this woman in the card, and I know that you know, for some Lenormand readers that might be a bit off-putting, having like different figures in the cards. So yeah, I guess that's something to bear in mind if you were going to consider getting this. We've got the 2 alternative child cards. It's nice to see that, you know, different ethnicities in the deck. So let's see if I put that one there. Fox, bear, that's quite a sweet bear card. Stars. I've just realised at number 10 we have the sickle, and I think that's as opposed to the scythe. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong there. We have the owls instead of the birds, I believe. Clock tower rather than the tower. Let's see how we're doing. Oh right, okay, so this is very much I'm not going to fit in the rest, so I'll just start laying the rest on top. So look at the ring, journal. See, this is where I show my ignorance in terms of Lenormand, because I can't think whether the journal is, don't know if that takes the place of the book, maybe. We've got the gentleman, And we have an alternative gentleman card here. So if I pop him there, got the lady and an alternative lady card. So if I may pop her there like that. Got the lilies, sun, the moon, key, fish, the anchor, and the cross. So that is the Under the Roses Lenormand, guys. Now, I know that normally when I do kind of unboxings and walkthroughs of decks, I normally like to do a wee spread with it. However, in this instance, because I'm really not familiar with Lenormand and Lenormand reading, I will refrain from doing that to save you the boredom of having to watch me fumble through a Lenormand reading and to save myself the embarrassment. So yeah, but I'm really kind of enjoying this deck. I think I'm going to enjoy working with it. Okay, so let's pop that to the side for now. And then we have the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. Now, up until very recently, I had seen this deck on quite a few of quite a few of your channels, and I was a bit uncomfortable about the changes, the reversed minor, the reversed major arcana. When I read, I like to kind of tell the story. I like to think about, what came before and what came after. So for example, in a normal reading, if I'm pulling, for example, the Star, normally with the Star card, I'm thinking about the Tower that's come before it, because for me those two cards do very much come hand in hand. You've got the kind of the Tower as the kind of tearing down of all the stuff that that's built up, all of the kind of false gods, or whatever you want to call it, all of the stuff that we put our faith in that perhaps was in vain. All of that comes crashing down and our eyes are opened. And then the Star is the kind of healing that comes after that, it's the guiding light, it's that hope that comes after that, there is salvage, and, there's more that can be done, things are going to be okay, we didn't need that tower that we had built. So the idea of things being reversed, it made me feel a wee bit uncomfortable. However, yesterday I watched an interview with Phyllis Curott on YouTube. So if you just search, in fact I'll probably link it for you in the description below for those that haven't seen it. But if you search for the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, you'll find an interview with Phyllis Curott, and I can't remember the name of the person who was interviewing her, but I got the impression that it was someone from like the publishers or something. And Phyllis basically goes through the process for creating this deck, and takes you through this idea that it's, if you look at the Smith-Waite tarot or like any other tarot deck, the idea is that you start on the earth and then you kind of progress. You become spiritually enlightened, and you learn to leave the earth behind. And Phyllis kind of said, well, I mean, the idea is seems to be the problem that we've got, that we don't respect our planet, our earth, and that is why, you know, it's in such a state, because people think that they're better than it and they just want to leave it behind, whereas in her view, and after listening to her speak, I'm very much in agreement. You know, the earth is something that we should respect and we should, you know, treasure it. And it's this idea that to achieve enlightenment and to become our best selves, we don't move it away from the earth. Okay, so in the world card, we kind of see the dancing, the world dancer floating in space somewhere way up above the earth, you know. It's, you know, she's moved away from it, but it's not, in order to achieve enlightenment, become our best selves, we don't move away, but we move closer to it. And so this is how, you know, this is where the idea comes from of reversing the majors, where we're not moving away, but we're moving back down into the earth, into our roots. So, like I say, if you want a more kind of, you know, a more sophisticated explanation of that, then please do check out that interview with Phyllis, because it's about 50 odd minutes long, but it's really, really worth it. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get this bad boy opened and let's have a wee nosy through it. So, just before I do this, the Tarot Times have done a fantastic review of this deck, wherein they go in depth and discuss, you know, the quality of the box, the card stock. You know, you've all seen Tarot Times, you know the kind of criteria that they cover. I don't know as much about things like card stock and all that kind of thing, so mine won't quite be as sophisticated as that, so I'm going to kind of gloss over that stuff. But good sturdy box. Guidebook is really, really nice actually. It's kind of like if you've got the I always forget, the Kim Krantz decks, you know, the Wild Unknown decks. It's kind of that idea, you know, where the cover's like sturdy but it's still flexible, but it's this lovely kind of material cover rather than just like kind of smooth plastic. So it's nice, and I'm sure you've seen the kind of the content of the book. One of the things that I'm quite curious to look at is the spreads, because when Simon flipped through this in his walkthrough, I saw this just flash by and I thought, oh, that looks like an interesting spread, because I'm a sucker for a good Celtic cross, you know, modification. There is an excellent one in the Raven's Prophecy Tarot book. Excellent 10 card spread that is really kind of good for practical advice, giving advice on questions and situations. And I actually use that on a couple of my roundtable readings that I do. So if you want to see that spread in action, then feel free to check that out. So yeah, this is, so it says the Compass, Rose, Reading and Spell. So this is a very special spread I received for the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. Working with it, I found it provided many useful insights. It can also be used as a helpful spell. The cards are laid out twice in a circle around 2 cards that symbolise the reader/querent and the question. See opposite. The first circle describes current influences, and the second describes the best course of action and likely outcome. You can lay out this spread on a table or when you feel ready as a way of casting a magic circle around you. The reading then becomes a spell for insight, transformation, optimism and manifestation. Either way, proceed as follows. So decide on your question, honour the oracle. After shuffling the cards, make 3 piles, and right, okay, so we're just kind of going through the usual motions of you know, laying out a spread. And then it's taking you through in depth what each of the positions are, and I won't read all of this out, but yeah, that really appeals to me, because like I say, I'm a bit of a sucker for Celtic Cross mods. So it goes through the minors first. So we go to the element of air. And when you listen to Phyllis talking about it, I believe this is the order that they created the suits in. So they did the air suit, the fire suit, and then the water, and finished on the pentacles, the earth. I'm saying pentacles. So you'll notice that the suits are called by the elements in this deck, and not swords, wands, etc. And then after that we got into the majors. And then there's some Council of Albion's Pilgrim. And then there's a bit of help with regards to what each card means, and what its equivalent in a standard like kind of Smith-Waite deck would be. And then just a bit about the authors and some reference and stuff like that. So really, really good. The deck comes in this lovely material bag and box. Sorry, the kind of inset for the box is this cardboard that can kind of slide out if you wanted to use it just as, just as the hard box. But I think I'll keep this because it seems to sit nicely in there. So let's have a wee nosy at the cards. It's quite a sizable deck. The cards are this lovely matte cardstock. Bit of gloss to it, but by no means is it kind of overly laminated and glossy. Quite a thick deck, quite a sizable deck. It looks as though there's maybe a wee bit of damage with that card there, but that's okay. Might edge this. I think it'd be lovely edged in gold because it would really kind of bring out the gold in the backs there. But yeah, I'll quickly just kind of lay out the cards and comment on what I'm seeing. So we've got this harp is the ace of air. So air would normally be like kind of what we would associate with the sword suit, and we can see right away that we're not looking at a normal kind of Smith-Waite style deck. We've not got the heart with the the three swords stabbing through it and the three of air there. So that's always nice to see, at least in my opinion. Something a bit different. I think we're just going to fit 10 cards on. We've got this, is it a wasp's nest for the 9 of air. And then for the courts, we've got the messenger, the witch, whoops, the craftsman, and the goddess. So the courts are very much, their own thing. It's not like you would just, well, I suppose to each their own. You've got the messenger, which normally we would have the page, and I suppose the pages are messengers. So the messengers are maybe like, you could think of it as being like, so if you think of the messenger of a kingdom, they are probably how other kingdoms are going to see, that particular kingdom. So the messenger of air would be the person who's travelling to, for example, the kingdom of fire or water or earth, and passing over messages to them. So they are like, to those other kingdoms, they are like the face of that kingdom, So although they're very much the kind of the younger, and inverted commas, court, they have an important part to play. The witch, so they'll be using the suit, they'll be using the element. So the witch, very much a card of action, I would think. The craftsman, we've got creativity, not just using it, but creating. And then the goddess, divinity, just it's up a completely new level, who oversees everything. Nothing happens without the goddess known, and the goddess, will keep that kingdom stable. So let's just lay out the rest of the cards then. Look at this Two of Fire. All know that I'm a bit of a sucker for a good snake card, given that I'm a snake keeper. So the images are obviously borderless with this kind of the titles put in over the top. Use of colour is just stunning. Look at the witch, craftsman, and the goddess. Ace of water, the 2, the 3, the 4, 5, family polar bears. It's quite sweet. But then on the reverse, we've got, I was going to say we've got this polar bear on its own, but it's not. It appears that its kids are in the water. And if you look here, it's well fed. It's got food in its belly, whereas here, it looks as though it's, it's wasting away. It's in need of a good feed. So yeah, it's interesting because normally just this image would give us our usual kind of 5 of water, 5 of, well, maybe actually that's more of a kind of 5 of earth, what we would associate with the 5 of earth. This idea of not having the resource and the, the sustenance that you need in order to survive, being cut off. But in any event, this is much more of a 5 energy, whereas it's interesting that on the flip side we have, we have this idea. Six of water, 7 of water, 8, got all the wee turtles going out into the shore, the 9, and the 10. This is stunning, so this would make such a nice kind of picture on the wall, wouldn't it? In fact, you can't really see it because of where it is. That's 10 of water here. You see the panther lurking, the frogs. And this, is it a toucan bird? Is that what that is? Try and see, as I move one card in, I'm moving more cards out. Messenger of water. The witch. It's a beautiful mermaid. The craftsman. Creating this rain cloud in order to, to hydrate this, what looks like barren land. And the goddess of water. Look at this. The fetus inside. This looks like the Earth, the planet Earth. It's all inside Goddess. And look at all the kind of the marine life flowing out. It looks as though it makes the Goddess's hair. Stunning. Then we've got the Earth suit, so we've got the Ace, the 2, it's like hibernation, preparation, you know, keeping yourself safe through the winter. 3 of Earth. 4. 5. Again, so I wonder, do you know, in fact I think I've got all the 5s here, haven't I? So let's just have a look, because I'm noticing with this one as well that, you know, when you look at the flip side, you've got an image all of its own. So let's see, we've got the 5 of Earth, it's 5 of Water. Right, okay, so we don't seem to have the same thing in the fire and air suits, you know. But that's interesting. If we look at these two upside down, they carry their own message. It's nice. Anyway, look at the 6 of Earth. 7. 8. And I hadn't noticed before when I was looking at walkthroughs, but this is actually an Ouroboros here. It seems to be creating a portal to another world. Really, really nice. So one thing I would say about this deck is that, you know, whether you're, you know, you might have learned through the traditional Smith-Waite system, you might have learned through Marseille, you might even have learned through Thoth, but what I'm seeing with the minors is not really any of those systems. This seems very much an entity of its own. The Ouroboros and the 9 of Earth there. The 10 of Earth. Stunning colours. Okay, and look at the Messenger. We have the Witch. The Craftsman. Wow. Another one of those ones that would make a stunning like wall hanging. And the Goddess. Look at this. This looks like a portal, you know, a tear in the fabric of space, as does this actually. So they're very much kind of reflecting, as above, so below, I suppose. Okay, what I'll do is I'll stick the minors away just now. and we'll have a flip through the majors. So like I say, it is very much in reverse order. So we start off with the world, you know. We have initiation instead of judgment. So this person's kind of leaving on their journey. I suppose we've got the pilgrim, which is like either, you know, it's like it's the pilgrim's story. So the pilgrim is the one who's making their way through these majors, and linked by the necklace. So the pilgrim starts their journey. They're walking away from what looks like this burning city. They meet the animals in nature and are very much judged by them, you know. You've got the ravens stealing the hat, you get the foxes pillaging through the backpack. It's almost like an awakening, you know. This is the world we live in. The pilgrim is a shapeshifter, so we see them take all sorts of different forms. So we've got the sun here, and the moon. I'm going to try and not, so I'll keep it to 4 cards so that you can properly see them. The star. Bathing naked in starlight. I've got the maze rather than the tower. Okay, so this idea of being tested, struggles, the need for problem solving, the need for, gosh, the words escape me, ingenuity, innovation. And you've still got the kind of the lightning coming down from above. Look at the ancestor rather than the devil. Look at healing, which would normally be temperance. Rebirth, death, rebirth. Offering. So normally that would be the hanged man. Balance. So, oops. So card 11 is the central card in the major, so that'll be the same no matter what. You know, no matter whether you're going forwards or backwards. So I do quite like that this is justice in this card and that they've used balance, because, you know, it is the balance point of the deck. Did I say judgment? I meant justice if I did. This Wheel of Life card, I think, is my favourite in the deck. Such a stunning card. And the colours. I'm not even a follower of like kind of the Wheel of Life type tradition, but wow, I just love it. That would of course be the Wheel of Fortune. We'll get the Shaman, which we would normally see as a hermit. You know, banging this drum. It's not something that I've ever partaken in, but my understanding is the steady beat of the drum kind of alters your state of mind. It puts you into like a kind of trance-like state, and it lets you go deep within, which is what we're normally looking to do in the Hermit lesson. Strength. Journey. Love. wisdom keeper. So this would be the Hierophant. Guardian. There's your Emperor. The Great Mother, the Empress. Priestess. Stunning priestess. Look at the moon behind her. I do love a good kind of depiction of the moon, especially when they don't have faces in them. Council of all beings. So this would normally be the Magician card. So it's this idea of achieving true mastery of the elements in the world around about you is what we should be striving for, rather than, you know, what we see in the first card, which is kind of leaving the world behind. And then of course the Pilgrim that we saw. Okay guys, so that is my wee mini haul for the day. Thank you so much for being here and for watching with me. Again, I don't think that I'm going to do an interview spread like I normally would with a new deck, and the reason being is because this is very much its own system. Well, I suppose we could maybe pull one card, how about that, and we'll have a look and see what the book says about it. And I'm not going to sing Simon's "What Does the Book Say" song. But yeah, I think I normally do a 6-card interview spread, and I think it's a bit much, you know, to be looking at the book for 6 cards. It wouldn't feel very fluent at all. Just give the majors and the minors a shuffle on their own to start with. I know I'm only pulling 1 card, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. Oops. Let's just get all the majors interspersed in there. Right, so although it's a big deck, it's not too big to shuffle. It seems to fit into my hands quite nicely actually. Not sure, let's have a look and see how it is to riffle shuffle. So do like to riffle shuffle, oh no, that's quite, you can do it, but it is quite a stiff deck, and I don't want to risk overly bending the cards, so I won't try and bridge. So let's see, let's pull a wee card. In fact, I've not pulled my card of the day yet, neither I have, so that's what I'll do here. I'll pull my card of the day. Okay. So let's see, a card for the general energy of the day. And we have the Shaman. Okay. So the first thing, let's just look at this and see what we see anyway, and then we'll have a wee look and see what the book says. So like I'd said, you've got the idea of this drum, of the beating of this drum, and the intention of that, as I understand it, is to, you know, alter your state of mind and put you into this kind of trance-like state that will allow you to journey and journey deep within to gain better understanding of the self and therefore the world around about you. And I suppose that is the whole purpose of this deck, isn't it? It's to bring us closer to Mother Earth. Now let's have a look at the book and see what she's got to say about the shaman. So this is number 13. Okay. So the wisdom. At times the pilgrim's path leads through darkness, with hope held aloft like starlight in a lantern, or the North Star shining in the heavens above. At times she feels so lonely that the wind between the stars blows through her heart. But when she listens carefully, she hears upon that wind a song of love, so sweet and full of hope that she hums along and birds dance in the air around her. The pilgrim is ready. The teacher appears. The shaman, arms encircled by feathered serpents who encircle the world, beats the rhythm of enchantment that accompanies his song. His mind opens, his heart opens, the way opens between the worlds, where neither time nor space constrain him, and he enters through a portal of reindeer skin stretched tight around a wooden frame. Blindfolded and in darkness, he drums the heartbeat of Mother Earth. He drums at the centre of the circle, where all worlds meet as one. The rhythm reverberates through the worlds. Magic stirs into motion. The shaman calls his guides to show the way. The pilgrim closes her eyes and listens to the drum. She listens to the heart of Mother Earth beating. Mind open, heart open, she sees the way opening before her and steps into the realm of spirit. She hears the voices of all peoples, plants and animals, ancestors and elders, winds and waters and minerals, spirits and allies. She knows all these compassionate and loving beings are singing to her. She listens and learns what they know, the wisdom way of healing and becoming whole, of becoming a wise one. She hears creation singing. She feels the rhythm of her heart beating in time with the heart of Mother Earth, with the heart of creation. Listen to the drum. The teacher has appeared to teach you the song of life. So I'm not going to go through the rest, the entire page, but that's the reading of the wisdom that comes with the shaman. Okay, so it's very much a teacher to the pilgrim who appears, and like I say, lets the pilgrim open up not just their mind but their heart to Mother Earth, and opens them up to learning from all of the earth around about them. So that is my card of the day, guys. That is my mini haul unboxing. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that everybody has an amazing Sunday. I'll probably see you in Tarot Playdate, and I look forward to that. So it's just actually occurred to me, the Hermit was the card of last Sunday's Tarot Playdate, so that's quite nice that was the card that we pulled. As much as I know this isn't the same as the Hermit and it's not intended to be read that way. But yeah, anyway guys, take care everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.